Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with the daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera or HBAR. There's been a lot of negative sentiment around the market, especially in regards to HBAR, so I figured I would make more videos on HBAR. Obviously, I make videos on HBAR pretty much almost every single day, or at least I try to, and today we're going to be talking about some interesting things. So first off, I do want to talk to you guys about some updates in terms of the NFT space on Hedera, as well as kind of talk to you guys a little bit about what we could expect if we do similar runs to some other leggers, which I believe HBAR is becoming one. So with that being said, before we fully jump into this video, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and turning notifications on. Also, if you guys are new or not new, definitely hit that like button, as it does help the channel grow immensely, and I do greatly appreciate it. Also, it takes only like 5 seconds. So with that being said, let's move on and let's check out what's happening in the market. So obviously we are seeing some blood still. HBAR, for the most part though, has been kind of sitting stable around the 34 level. We found pretty much strong support down here at about like 34 cents. It's been a strong support zone. I think that we could essentially come down lower, essentially, if we do pretty much break that point. On the 3-month span, you could really kind of see it. Here it is. 35 cents is mainly the point to look at, but obviously there is still some support at around 34 cents. There's also some resistance at around 34 back here, so hopefully we could hold that. That goes all the way back to September, by the way. So right now, price action is not that strong. Trading volume is up about 19%, but right now, currently, I'm not going to try to make anything out into a bullish sentiment for HBAR, because the price action just is not showing that. But I will say this. There's still a lot of stuff happening within the Hedera ecosystem, and I do suspect that we will have a major bull run, similar to a lot of other altcoins, and we're going to be discussing that in this video. But with that being said, before we fully move on, I just want to let you guys know that the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack is still on sale, 20% off for a limited time only. So definitely get this while the time does last. The sale will end this Friday. Also, I will say this, I will be having a sale over this weekend for 50% off. We will be at $50 per Crusader Trading Bundle Pack this weekend only. So definitely keep a close eye on that. But with that being said, let's move on. So with NFTs, we know that NFTs are a huge thing in this market. In fact, we have seen NFTs, help assets skyrocket. For example, the number one that comes to mind is Solana. Solana has done incredibly well due to the NFT platform that they built. Obviously, there's a lot of other dApps on Solana, but again, NFTs were the main, catalyst event for it. So we look at the NFT Marketplace for HBAR, and we do see 70 plus NFT creators are already building on Hedera now. This is pretty interesting because we've been growing and growing and growing, and there's also a lot of other, pretty much NFT artists that are joining in on the fun, as I've been seeing a lot more. But we do see here in this thread that there is a ton of creators, and here is all the links to them. It is absolutely massive. And of course, shout out to Dylan Hashgrapher on Twitter for this, because this is an incredible thread. It gives you guys all the insights on all the NFT projects that are within the Hedera ecosystem. But like I said, this is great because we see the ecosystem growing at a very astronomical rate, and of course in terms of NFTs, we know that they are still fairly big. I think that the NFT space actually has been sitting stable for a little bit of time. It actually hasn't had a massive run-up in a fairly long time. We are seeing Mana pretty much make some moves. We've seen like Mana have like a $2.5 million digital real estate sell today, which was crazy to say the least. And we do see the sandbox is still up significantly, and we do see that the market cap currently for this entire space is sitting at about almost $8 billion. So that's a pretty high number for just one NFT sort of market, which of course a few of these also are in other markets as well, but for the most part NFTs are in massive demand. Now, also within the NFT marketplaces and the NFT market in general, we do see our new NFT marketplace is coming November 30th. Sure You're Good, Meta Seva, or Seva overall, is going to be a pretty interesting update, because when we've talked about NFTs in the past, I've always talked about Seva as well. I hope that I'm saying that right. It could be Seva, it could be Seva. I'm just going to say Seva, tomato, tomato, whatever. But anyways, SIVA looks very interesting in terms of the new platform for NFTs. It is also for the metaverse as well, which we already know that that's huge as well, with Facebook joining in on that fun. But this is also for charities. We've discussed this. We've talked about how great this is going to be in my NFT video on Hedera. Like I said, NFTs are going to be big. I don't need to tell you guys that. You already see that happening right now with NFTs and tokenization. I think that that's going to be a huge catalyst for Hedera as well. And we do see here today we are proud to announce the Lazy Farms Hedera NFTs to another level with NFT farming. Now this was just announced today. I'm going to mute this just so you guys could actually kind of see the video. It's sort of like a little bit of a trial base point, or just kind of, a trailer for what it is. Now, with NFT farming, you could essentially pretty much just farm NFTs. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory, which is very cool to say the least. And I think that this is awesome. I think that it's great for NFTs as well. And like I said, this is all happening on Hedera. So this is awesome to say the least. This is going to allow a lot more transactional flow to Hedera as well. And I just think that this is so cool. I think NFTs are a great space. I think that NFTs have a lot more use cases than they are pretty much showing you guys. But of course, in terms of art and stuff like that, this is awesome. Now we also see here Galaxy, again, like I said, in terms of tokenization and NFTs and stuff, Galaxy is doing incredible things within that space as well, and they're also doing incredible things in tokenization. And we do see here, this is essentially how they're utilizing it. They're doing creator tokens that their fans can purchase and utilize in various applications for services and offerings from the creator in question, like video calls, video messaging, fan club, subscriptions, and direct messages. This is awesome. Creators within the ecosystem can also issue NFT collectibles that represent unique assets with authentic provenance, and scarcity, which is awesome. Like, this is incredible. This is pretty much going to be a tokenized and decentralized, pretty much social media site. It's pretty much for fans and creators and stuff like that, which I still think is awesome. I think that that's great. We do see here the Galaxy fees are in addition to any fees for the underlying blockchain, like Hedera's native protocol token, HBAR, for a creator token or collectible NFT to be considered part of the ecosystem. Like I said, pretty cool stuff. And I think that Galaxy is going to be pretty cool. I think that once this is fully live, like 100% live and pretty much up and running, I think that this is going to be one of those things that a lot of people kind of undervalue. They overlook it. And then all of a sudden, boom, it happens, and it's huge. And of course, this is all utilizing the Hedera consensus service. So this is obviously going to be great for Hedera as well. Now, we also see here founded by Jordan Freed, a founding member or team member of the $11 billion Hedera Hashgraph network, over $150 million under management, and a portfolio of businesses and brands built on the blockchain ecosystem. Now, he just announced this $10 million marketplace. Now, this is, of course, NFT.com. In terms of NFT.com, I don't need to tell you guys about how big this is going to be. And of course, he didn't confirm 100% that it's going to be built within the Hedera ecosystem. He said that he's going to essentially build it within where NFTs are. So right now, NFTs are the big boom on the Ethereum network, as we already know. But soon, there will be NFT.com, okay? And with NFT.com comes a lot more retail demand. It's gonna be a lot easier for individuals to get to NFT.com. But we also see here HBAR Labs, established in 2020. HBARLabs.com is a holding company that builds and backs companies focused on increasing the adoption of HBAR. Again, this is awesome from Immutable Holdings. Immutable Holdings is much bigger than what most people actually think. And then, of course, NFT.com. You could read more on this, but this ecosystem is going to be huge because it's already backed by individuals like Kevin O'Leary and stuff. So I think that NFT.com, for what it's worth, is going to be, it's going to allow Hedera, if it is built on Hedera or if it's utilizing Hedera at any point in time, it's going to allow HBAR to pretty much be worth more than Solana, if you will. Just because when we're talking about NFT.com, obviously it's still coming soon. It's going to be so much easier for an individual just to type in NFT.com and boom, they already have access to NFTs. I think that that's going to be very interesting, to say the least. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about PA. So obviously you might be wondering, well, why do I have XRP on my screen? Well, the reason why I have XRP on my screen is because I want to show you exactly how some of these altcoins, pretty much react to the market. For example, XRP back in 2017, in May, okay, from May all the way to around December, it was just consolidation. 196 days of consolidation, I mind you, as well. Now, if we're going off of the bottom of these candles down here, I think that this is pretty accurate in terms of the, centile ranges that this is at. This is at like almost 20 cents. But to the top of this candle, it's about a 1,573% run up in price. Okay, so 1,573%. Now, this is only one asset, and I've seen a lot of people say, well, dude, you can't just compare it to just XRP, and I'm not. Trust me, there's other altcoins. XLM is also one, but we can't use XLM because it moves very closely to XRP. But let's check out Dash, okay? Because Dash is one of those, and there's not enough price data here, so let's go to Binance. All right, so this actually has 2017. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we're going to go off of the 2017 low. So back here, we'll go back to November, and we'll go off of the November low to the high here. And I don't know why that just messed up like that, but here we go. So again, 575%. Again, a lot of these are all different. I'm not saying that we're guaranteed to do these same moves. I'm just saying these are laggard assets. These are assets that don't like to move a lot. In fact, Bitcoin Cash, again, is also one of those. And I don't know, yeah, so this doesn't have enough price data either. I think Bitstamp does, though. So Bitstamp actually only has this point back here in 2017, but it did run. No, there has to be more price data on this one. Let me check Kraken. So here we go. Yeah. So here we go. So we're going to go off of the August low to the topping point here, which again, this is why I always talk about these OG laggard assets that are going to repeat these runs. All right, and they might not repeat them to the T on the percentages, but I'm just saying they are looking very good. 1,200% of an increase in price. Okay, and I just want to mind you that HBAR has been pretty much, in my mind, been treated like an OG laggard asset, in my opinion, because I look at it as, a laggard asset. And on the weekly, this looks very bullish, by the way. Just so you guys know, this looks extremely good. But let's remove everything, and let's actually look at this. So if we're going off of those lows back in, July or so, yeah, the percentages are probably a little bit different. But if we're going off of just the lows that we're at currently, and if we do like a 1,500% run, which I'm just saying, that would be extremely bullish for us. And I don't know why this keeps glitching out like that. But there we go. So if we do like a 1,500% run, which I'm not saying we're guaranteed to, I'm just saying on most laggards, they run last. But if we're doing like something like a 15, or even like, I know that when we were talking about like, 1,200 and like, it's like 2,500%, I think, on XLM, I believe. If we're talking about that, that's obviously, $10 range. But if we do a 1,500% run, we're looking at about like $5.50. And I'm not saying that that's impossible to do or anything. I'm just saying when a lot of these assets are kind of lagging behind everything else, you're looking at HBAR and it doesn't look like it's going to catch up at all. All of a sudden, boom, it catches up. The same goes for XLM. Like I've said, this moves very closely with XRP. Let me go to Bitstamp because I think that Bitstamp actually, Bitstamp is different. It doesn't have that much price data. So let's look back on the weekly. So again, let me look at Coinbase. I think Coinbase, yeah, there we go. We have more price data there. So in terms of XLM, just look at this, right? Consolidation from May all the way to, November, and then boom, it gets that massive breakout event. Again, consolidation will lead to stuff like this. And I'm not saying that we're going to, repeat this exact process. This was 182 days, just so you guys understand. And just from like the November lows that it was at, it still did 3,500% of an increase in price. Now, of course, these percentage fractals are completely different because we're at completely different price targets here. But I will say this, XLM is going to repeat this run, and even from its current price to the topping point here, it's 184%, and that's not going to be the stopping point. All right, it's going to get there and go into price discovery. Same with, HBAR. I know that HBAR looks fairly bad from an overall standpoint, but you guys need to go look at Credible Crypto's recent update on HBAR because he does explain why this was all pretty much pre-planned. This is exactly what we wanted to see. We're coming down and retesting a solid support. Obviously, I would wait to see 33 cents because that's the strong support on the weekly, obviously. But if we're looking at the upside potential here, it is endless. We could easily hit, $2 to $3. We could hit $3 to $6. It's possible, all right? And, I'm not saying that I have, high hopes for the end of the year for us to be at those high price targets. No, because a lot of those OG laggard assets run until later. They don't run until the end of the year. They actually run later into like Q1 of 2022, which is still very good for us because we still have a lot of stuff to pretty much be updated within the ecosystem. I've always discussed this even in terms of the roadmap. The roadmap looks extremely good for HBAR, especially for 2022. I don't know why this is taking forever to load, but we do know that 2022 looks very good for us. It looks very bullish, especially just even Q1. We have these scalable smart contracts. In terms of the staking, I don't know if they're going to be implementing the staking rewards just because we have been seeing a lot of stuff with the SEC in the US in regards to staking rewards. So maybe that's going to be one thing that they kind of overlook and they don't really, implement fully. But I will say this, I'm looking for at least 100x from our entry points from those 3 centile ranges. Now listen, a lot of people got mad for me, got mad at me for saying, I'm looking for 100x, but that's still a 10x for anybody who got in at 30 cents. And I've been talking to you guys about HBAR forever now. So, obviously we had a lot of time to accumulate. We had a lot of time to plan our exit strategies. We had a lot of time to plan for any sort of price movement that we do see here shortly. And I do think that we're coming down the wire for the last point of this bull run. And I'm very excited to be a part of this with you guys. And I'm very excited to see where HBAR goes as well. It is my #1 holding. So any frustration that you guys have, trust me, I have them too. But I am not too concerned on the price action lately at all. And I'm not concerned on the end goals here because I do know that HBAR is going to be, a show stopper. It's going to be one of those things that shocks a lot of people. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. As always, it's Nick here. Peace out, guys.